Thank you for coming to the Amber Shows. Let's get right to it. Facebook has been charged with housing discrimination by the United States government. Facebook has violated the Fair Housing Act. The complaint was filed by the Department of Housing Urban Development, and Facebook has served ads to violate the Fair Housing Act. Facebook is actually discriminating against people. You know what they're doing? They're redirecting ads to certain colors of people and demographics. So, for instance, ads that come through to black people and Spanish people are cheap clothes, maybe an ad about working at the post office or a job at a call center or as a housekeeper at a hotel, when the good job opportunities are being redirected to people that are white, they're Caucasians. So look, they have what's called an ethnic affinity tool, the Facebook execs, and they actually redirect the ads to the different demographics. So the housing opportunity, good housing opportunities, good jobs are not coming on your Facebook page in an ad. So there is now an investigation going on, which is well deserved. Let's talk about Amtrak versus airplanes. Okay, I'm an Amtracker, I think. I may be going back to planes because after thinking about it, first off, Amtrak offers no different or a better price than the airplane, okay? So you can get just as good price. Now, if you just don't want to fly, which is understandable, I'm in that position many a times, then you want to go on Amtrak, but remember, your travel time is going to take you a lot longer. So you really need to have the time to do it. If you're in a hurry, then of course you've got to go on plane. Amtrak has a nice big bathroom, and it should, because you're going to be traveling longer. Airplanes don't. They have a smaller, much smaller bathroom. The seats are way more comfortable on Amtrak, but their sleepers are horrible. You don't even want to go in a sleeper. It's not even worth it, and they cost an astronomical amount of money. But of course, if you're going on a private plane, it would be nice to have a nice, beautiful bedroom. But that's totally another story. The food is terrible on Amtrak. You can take your own food, you can take your own drinks, you can take your own liquor. But again, when you're on there, you don't know who's on there with you because there's no security checks as far as your bags being checked by security before you get on. So you don't know what crazy could possibly be on the train with you. Also, lots and lots of delays with Amtrak, especially down south. A lot of people commit suicide on the tracks down south a lot, or they get drunk and fall asleep on the tracks. They get ran over, so then that could turn your trip into another extra 24 hours of however long you were going to be on there in the first place. Planes, in the meantime, they're held up as well, but I don't think it's bad as Amtrak. But either way, Amtrak can crash, a plane can crash. It's up to you how you feel, what makes you comfortable, but just to let you know, there is no real difference except the time. Okay, so now I did some research about wine, and surprisingly I found out that drinking a bottle of wine a week actually increases the lifetime risk of cancer. Drinking a bottle of wine a week is the equivalent of smoking 5 to 10 cigarettes. Okay? Now, this research suggests that the cancer that shows up for wine drinkers is usually breast cancer for women, and for men, it's bowels, liver, or esophagus. So when you're drinking that bottle of wine once a week, remember, it's just like you're smoking cigarettes. All right, these are some of my world concerns. One, Flint still has bad water. What's going on? Why? What's happening? Because it's brown and black people who are affected and nobody cares. Trump is trying to take everything from anybody that's black or brown. In Puerto Rico, he's trying to get rid of food stamps, Obamacare, health care, no federal assistance, and Puerto Rico is part of the United States. It's totally disgusting. Global warming is terrible. I'm concerned about global warming because of fossil fuels, carbon dioxide, and other gases that are taking over the air that we're breathing, and soon you won't be able to breathe it at all. Now, my favorite part of this YouTube this afternoon is the movie Us. Did anybody see Us? If you saw Us, pay attention. If you're going to see Us, pay attention to what I'm going to say. Now, to me, the rabbits in the movie, when they start out, it's 11 rabbits to be exact. The majority were white, and the other ones were black, and there were a few little brown ones sprinkled in as well. Now, remember Zora, the daughter, she had on a shirt with a rabbit on it, okay? She also has a sweatshirt with the rabbit on it, but it had the word Tho, T-H-O. In Vietnamese, that means rabbit. You guessed it. Okay, now there's a stuffed rabbit in the family cabin, and they show rabbits hopping around all over, and in the end, after being rescued from the underground, the little boy is holding the rabbit. Okay, now pay attention. The tethered have been surviving on rabbits raw, considering how fast they reproduce. Now this is what I think. Okay, because I know you heard the saying, you know, you have babies like a rabbit, because they always reproduce. You put 2 rabbits in a cage, and you have a house full before you know it. All right, so rabbits often they do symbolize rebirth, which fits with the intentions of the tethered. The tethered are the zombie like people in the red. Okay, so it fits with that, just that they could be trying to start a whole new chapter of life. So rebirth with the rabbits. Okay, now also rabbits are also used by scientists, remember, as what? Tests. They test on rabbits all the time. That's what they use in the laboratories. So they're test subjects. Okay, so this seems like to me that the tethered were experiments at first, and then they were abandoned. That's what was going on. So now I looked up Peele, Jordan Peele, who wrote the movie, to see what he was saying about it. And he said in an interview that rabbits are really evil. This is his quote. If you look in their eyes, they look like sociopaths. Take a rabbit's brain and put it in a human, and you have Michael Myers. So true. Maybe that's what was going on. Rabbits are cute, but they are terrifying. I have a neighbor in New York, and he bought a rabbit for his daughter. The rabbit bit them both, attacked them. They had a hard time trying to get the rabbit and get him back in the cage, and I never saw the rabbit again. I don't know if they ate him or what happened, but that rabbit was gone. And I've been scared of rabbits ever since. So the rabbits was definitely a symbol. So maybe to me, the premise is the tethered must free the rabbits to gain control over their own body. So in the beginning, the rabbits were locked up in cages, which probably symbolized the loss of free will and movement. You think? You think? So, okay, now look. To me, the movie literally has very deep levels to our norm, okay? And that something unknown is always waiting under the surface. That's what I felt like, you know, and that's for real in life. You never know what's gonna happen. So there's always something underneath whatever's going on. So now, the beauty of the film, though, is the journey to understand it and to get something out of it. Pay attention. Have a great day. Thank you for coming to the Amber Shows.